following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
Which call are you making for
Doorlan,
Dolan? Okay. Yes, hello.
activate the encryption.
Okay.
This may not be as secure as I'd like.
Okay.
This problem is worse than you could possibly imagine.
Okay.
They were experimenting with an adaptive learning algorithm to duplicate their own work habits and capabilities in the bodies of mechs. The mechs decided they were inefficient and killed everyone.
Oh.
Here's a recording of my conversation with the mech who is using a Solarian digital image. Here is a copy of your friend's notes. Notice how they go all crazy, possibly because it's being written by a computer at the end there. Here is also the medical diagnosis of the bodies we found on the planet.
Oh dear.
What?
Might you request that this place be cut off from, like, galactic comms and internet?
Yes. Getting there. So, I don't know if your government wants to send a team. We're already here. I have a plan. It may work. It is not my intention to blow this place up.
That's probably good. They prefer to probably send another team to continue the research.
If it doesn't work and you don't hear from us, you might need to convince them to send a team. We've already dealt with 4 mechs.
What is your plan?
I plan to try and
No, wait, don't tell me in case they're monitoring you. It probably doesn't matter.
remove the personal effects from the place and secure all the bodies so that they can be buried properly according to Solarian custom.
Oh, of course. That makes total sense.
That is my plan.
Okay.
I hope to be back in contact with you within the next few hours.
I hope so too.
If I am not.
Send someone to help?
Yeah. Call the Turian military. Send a dreadnought.
So I'm guessing Gedron is dead.
I've given you copies of his personal logs. The last one's interesting. But then again, if algorithms are writing their poetry, I have not ruled out that there could be a blue box involved.
This is disturbing. I hope this is not actually related to an AI. We would also be in a lot of trouble.
Fortunately,
In fact, they might blow up the station just to...
they seem very obsessed with the efficiency of the collection and completion of the project. I might be able to threaten to blow the generator of the place, thus ruining that effort to get them to shut down. Maybe. They already, unfortunately, passed the Shatner test,
I don't know what that is.
convincing them to shut themselves down because they're guilty of the crime that they're shutting things down for.
I see. Oh, a paradox, of course.
Yeah, it's a parabox.
The blue one.
The blue one. Right, now I have to communicate with a virtual intelligence expert I'm acquainted with. Maybe they might have some insights.
Of course. I will leave you to it.
Man, I really hope
Thank
that
you
this
for
is
the update.
Wait a minute. Humans. They have hair. What color hair have you seen on humans?
Brown, black, red, well, more of an orange, gray.
What is your favorite beverage?
My favorite beverage?
Yes.
A Decian iced tea.
Of course, of course. The best means of securing a big fake afro to your head is
Hair glue?
I just had to be sure. A computer wouldn't know how to answer those questions.
I see.
You never know.
Fair enough. I can assure you I am real.
Which is exactly what you would say if you were. Anyway, I'm convinced enough.
Very good.
Call Nazina.
Hello, Dane.
Nazina, have you been in Solarian space recently?
Not since you came and helped me.
Do you know anyone called Rail?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we've got this problem where mechs have taken over a place and killed everyone.
I wasn't there! I swear, it wasn't me! I've been here on the Citadel since the whole time!
Could anyone taken their data from from that first place?
Yeah, could someone have taken your data from the first place this happened?
I don't think so. I mean, we pretty
Anyway,
much
we're
took
not
out
entirely sure a blue box is involved or not, but they have killed everyone, and I want some advice from you so I can get a bonus on my rolls in order to reprogram. I don't say
I
it like
see.
it knows exactly.
I see it, so
There's money involved.
You have my interest.
So, I wish to perhaps get control to their central access point and reprogram them. Now, I'm no slouch, but this is an advanced VI, possibly an AI.
Okay. What
Oh,
data
wait a
can
minute.
you send
Before
me
we
about
go
their
any
setup?
further.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You remember the communications encryption algorithms I gave you?
Yes,
Activate one now.
I already have.
That would explain why this is slightly fuzzy then. I have to be sure.
Did that sound funny because it was fuzzy? I'm just wondering.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I would laugh, but we're at the moment all under the guns of an army of mechs who think they're Solarian researchers.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, then I'll proceed to ask some pertinent questions and get some tips on the best way to approach this kind of neutralizing through programming. That it's totally not going to work because I suspect this is supposed to be 3 weeks of combat.
So, can you give me any schematics of the setup?
I'll give her what I've got.
Okay. Now I will make a roll.
If she needs more, you might be able to get it from the control wall strap.
God damn it, Nazina! 19 on the dice.
She's awesome.
She is possibly the galaxy's leading expert in AI BIs.
Advanced
She made
BIs.
Trish.
So. Okay, so
ABIs.
you need. There are 2 key points based on the information you've given me that I think you need to deal with. The first one is the mech control center. You need to find a way to, if you can gain control of that, even if the VI is throughout the computer system, assuming they haven't got any other means of controlling the mechs, if you can access that, you should be able to at least deactivate the physical mechs themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is based on the schematics you've given me and the fucking 19 I rolled. You'll need to purge the system of the VI algorithm without losing the data that they've gathered for the project, correct?
Yeah.
To do that, I see 4, well, technically 6. There are 6 server nodes in the station here.
Is that the little green square?
They're represented by these green squares.
I knew they were important and they're linked together. What? They're basically in dead-end spots apart from 2, which are in the middle of a hallway.
They're specifically designed so that you can't interfere with the system with just one, so you have to shut them off in pairs. It should show you how they're connected.
Pairs.
Do they all have to be shut down at once?
We auto-disk them, we go a little bit away, and we do it without standing right by them. We just palm them off. I can do that without breaking cloak, because it's technically I'm not interacting with an object. I'm dropping a thing.
That's good because
self-affecting.
4 of them we can't easily get to. There's no reason for us to pass them. But being slightly inefficient in our travel method, we can get these 2.
That's the plan. I'll update you via private VPN. We've got soundless comm. Okay.
If
How
you
do
can
I do that?
stop the mix and then purge the server nodes.
So I should access the mech's physical bodies first, and then do the server nodes.
Yes, because if the mechs are around, they might try and physically stop you from purging the... Or if any of those server nodes actually get destroyed without the purge being done properly, it might be near impossible to actually do a proper purge without rebuilding a new one.
Should I wait until I have remote access disks on these server nodes before I access the central computer? Does it have to be done very quickly, or can I access the mech control unit first and then take my sweet time with the server nodes?
If you deal with the mechs first, well, there's a couple of problems there. If you deal with the mechs first, yes, you will stop them being able to physically come after you, but if they have any control over other aspects of the station and feel threatened, then they might attack you through other means.
Attach Ator disks first, then do things.
Because there are internal turrets and other things.
So the trick would be like get the ones in L real easy. Though you only need on one server. You got to tick both server nodes at once, don't you?
Right. We've all been given Ator disks, so the most surreptitious and stealthy can just slip them on there, and then Zalo and I can do them in pairs after I've done the.
The problem is that it's the two over by the other quarters. There's no reason.
The quarters. I'm getting personal effects. I can slip in and out. I'll do them.
The problem is that one there. Remember how I said down the corridor to that thing there? Dead end? There's nothing down there. So you'd actually have to, when we do our next trip, you follow us, you're invisible all the way through to there, and then when we go back onto the ship, you join us back on the ship.
I can duck into some of these rooms here, hide under a camera, and reset the cloak on the way. That can be done.
Yep.
That's the plan. I'll do that one now. When I'm done here, I'll have to go do that one that. Because it's the most time-consuming and risky one.
But there, you'd have to activate that door if you follow us, though, into this area.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. That's cool.
We do it that way, and that's that one done. And then the next one, you do the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Right. When this is done, they're probably going to want an analysis here. If you're still looking for a job, I could flick your name as a computer algorithms expert.
Oh, it's okay. I've already sorted out some work.
Oh, really? What are you doing?
I'm going to be working for a museum.
Da 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 da. The tune to Dr. Mordred. Have you seen Dr. Mordred?
No? And also, what?
It's Doctor Strange, but Jeffrey Combs is playing Doctor Strange.
I mean,
yeah.
let's just watch it now.
If I didn't have to get up early to have dinner with him at around 11:30ish, so I could go to my hair appointment that I thought was last week.
Remember, I'm working tomorrow, so you can't.
Then come around.
There you go.
I'll have to. Oh God, I'll have to download it because I have the DVD, but it's all the way in the corner.
I was going to say, do you?
I have the DVD, but it's inconvenient to get to, so I'll just thanks to our parallel importing laws, I'll get a backup of the same thing. We'll watch that. I own it. I bought it because my friend Scott was like, "You like comic with the Doctor Mordred? It's a Doctor Strange movie, but they couldn't get the license for it. During production, their license expired, and they couldn't get a renewal. So they just changed it and reshot a few things, so it's now Dr. Mordred, and when you watch it, you will see that's totally Doctor Strange, but it's Jeffrey Combs and Brian Johnson, Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the Dosai from DS9, one of my favorite weird-faced actors. He's great, and it's just I think you'll really like it.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry, I got derailed by Dr. Mordred, Master of the Arcane.
Yeah, they want some help with some animatronics.
Well, that's perfect and great. When do you think you might be accidentally gathing the whole place?
So what planet is on?
Wait, what?
I said, when do you think you might be finished with the animatronic race?
Oh, I don't know. I only just picked up the contract yesterday.
Oh, well, good luck with that.
What planet?
What planet is that on?
Oh, it's here on the Citadel.
Oh, fuck.
They pull into the Citadel. It's like the animatronic dinosaurs were always here.
What arm is that on?
Arok wore it.
Arok.
Arok. A-R-O-C-H.
Oh. From a moment there, I thought it was A-R-O-O.
It's very close to
A-R-O-C-C.
Rannoch.
Write that down. Really important.
Turok in space.
No one else knows that you're the only one who knows.
Yeah, I'll make a note of that in my Omni tool just to keep checking up for Geth on the Citadel, so we can be conspicuous big heroes, and that'll mean a fat 200 credit bonus for all of you and a fat Spectre status for Logan.
Oh, the value.
Knowing us like that, I'd get Spectre. No, you'd get Spectre and
First human
I
Spectre.
don't
First Quarian Spectre.
They wouldn't do that to me. Actually, there is already a Quarian Spectre, or has been.
I'll just replace him. I don't know what he looks like.
done.
I think they're dead. They were from the pre.
So they really don't know what he looks
They'll
like.
be really shocked when I turn back up in.
I thought you were dead. I was.
I got better.
Well, suit looks the same. That checks out. I'm placated.
Put your thumbprint here. Glove recognized. Welcome, Spectre Eleanor Roosevelt.
I just need the same colour scarf and I'm in.
No, but because he's in the past, there's only sepia-toned photos.
God, I was just thinking, you said scarf. I just love the idea that that you as this impersonating this Quarian Spectre would have the scarf and you constantly leaving like, now out of my way, peasants!
Yeah, and for no reason. It's a World War One, World War Two era aviator scarf.
Yeah, that's what I picture.
Biggles,
And then big old stars.
And then around the corner, I need to revert to my secret identity. Reverses the scarf.
Now it's plaid.
Comes back up. It's like, Zalo, he was just here. You missed him.
Right,
Of
I'll get off
course.
with her. I'll inform everyone here of the everything. The need to do that, and I'm going to go put the thing on the thing. Right, and then we do that.
We just do it, and we don't need rolls because we're great.
I'm
So
invisible,
what are you
so fuck
doing?
you.
What are you doing first?
So,
I did you would
so
explain.
we're walking. We're gonna walk from the area lock, go through Italic Eye. When we go through it, but during the stage, he's invisible.
Okay, yeah.
So
Which
he's
means
gonna,
you actually need to move at a fairly good clip.
Yep. So
Which is easier on the way in
Because I have to stand under cameras to refresh this. It's not fucking invisibility, it's tactical cloak.
Yep.
It's bursts of invisibility.
Until you get the
So-
health generator.
Mind you, I'm not moving at the same speed they are. I'm going from under camera to under camera so I can become visible. Wait for them to sort of get.
It's
get
just
an
that first
advantage.
initial-
Yeah, just that first initial thing.
first initial airlock doorway, and then he's on his own.
Then
We'll, we'll carry on. He'll do his thing.
I put the Ator disc on the dead end thing there, and then I go to do the next one in the sequence by doing the same camera to camera.
You won't be able to do that one yet. When we come back to take the pod off,
I'm a patient man.
then one of us is going to go and you're going to go and get the effects from Q.
Look, we
At a pace.
we make the movements necessary.
That's how we'll do that one there. That's because at least then the doors open, you go through, and that's the Q one done. And then after that, we can go past those two at some point.
Yeah, and just be like, oh, hang on, we need a break. Put disc on. Alright, let's
Well,
go.
no, he's going through the base, collecting up personal effects, which include data pads.
Yeah.
With that one, the last written
That's right.
things. Although some of it wasn't actually written by them in the end, but
An expert will be able to determine that.
because they're all batshit insane.
Like we might get half to get the first half of the pods done. We've got those 4 discs on there. Once those 4 discs are on there, we're going for the 5th disc in K.
It actually does indicate that their conclusions that they would draw from the gathering process would be flawed too.
Yeah.
So, this is the kind of technology that sounds really good for, assisting on the gathering portion, but then you would still need, proper Solarian scientists to do the
The
analysis.
processing, yeah.
If they aren't trying to analyse it, it's not going to work.
Yeah, judging from their inability to construct even, a copy of a previous journal.
You're right, they would make garbage lab assistants.
No, they make perfect lab assistants for
by the way,
making stuff.
For reference,
Directions.
the last I actually fed that last journal entry. I fed all the other journal entries into a VI program on the internet, and the last journal entry
Was made by-
of that.
Oh, really?
It created a fifth or sixth, whatever it was, journal entry.
I thought it was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I will want access to that algorithm site.
Yeah, cheers.
Sounds good. I could use that for Cyberpunk and things like that. Like in Spyrobot. First comes the liberty, then comes the anus.
So that's how we'll approach it all.
Get outdoor discs on all 6 of them, very
On the floor.
with a series of journeys, and then slip into K.
Okay, so when you do go to, you won't have any real problem getting access to the ones between L and M and the Q and the one near Q and between P and Q. Which way are you going to get to the ones attached to N?
I don't have a map in front of me. I need Stephen to tell me that.
What ones are in?
Where is the other end?
The very left-hand ones, basically.
Oh,
Sorry, there's 2 N's. Sorry, the ones on the very left-hand side.
Are they? That map has a better. Are they actually in the gun and cut? And
they're in the hallway connecting the first gun, the bottom gun, to the whatever room is above it, and then to the last gun.
It's upside down.
Ah, those two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. E. Stellar cartography in escape pods. Ooh. Ah, yeah, okay, so what we'll do is we'll go through. We'll send someone to go through B, then go through to E and out to try and pick up the extra data pads, which we've explained that the other people's notes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's the path that they'll take.
Yeah,
but
because
that's
as I say, you will get in B. You will get. Let's have a look. I'm looking at the right now. Yes, there are 2 of the scientists. The S-class mechs will approach, and when they come up to you, they will actually the faceplate will change and show like Solarian, a projection of Solarian faces.
Wearing the faces of people that dog won't hunt.
Yeah. Excuse me, what are you doing here?
clicking data pads.
Please explain further.
The information on the data pads are personal to the people, so we're trying to collect their notes and their personal effects for their family,
so that the Solarians won't send more people.
so the
here to
Solarians
get in the
won't
way.
send me more people to get in the way and collect these things. At least if we get them now, no one's going to want to try and collect them later on.
This has been authorized by my superior. You may go ahead. Do not interfere with our work.
We're not going to touch
They
anything.
even copied the command structure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Burn this place to the ground.
So
Logainer's in charge.
we'll carry on that way like that.
Karate chop motions.
You don't get stopped at the other rooms because this is.
I have been taking note of what rooms have how many people, just in case.
Okay, as far as mechs go,
Yeah.
in the one you were just in B,
Yep.
in the right-hand side B1 that you were stopped in initially, there is one security mech and two S-classes.
Yep.
And then in the other one, there are 3 S-classes working at the various terminals and stations, and then one security in there as well who's watching over them.
And then when it comes down time for I roll a 1, and then we have to fight them all anyway.
And then if you go down through E, there's 2. There's no security there, just 2 of the standard S classes working in that place. Cool. Stellar cartography.
And then obviously we go down to N, and there's no. Is there any cameras in those
There's a camera facing the escape pod, but there's nothing else in there.
So is there nothing on there are nodes?
No,
Are the pods there? Just out of interest.
the pods are still there.
Yep.
Yes.
Plenty of hot dogs.
Yep, so obviously one will dive away. Put one on. So if there's no camera in that corridor, we'll just put the atom discs on the back, past the camera, and carry on to the next. So we've got those two back through the gun encampment. That means we go through X next. I handed it up to you.
And I'm doing it.
Yeah.
X also has the leftmost one has has two S classes, and so does the other one. It used to have a combat class in it, but that's the one that's guarding the airlock. One of the ones guarding the airlock now.
Yep.
I think another question is, where are we going to set up for when this fails and we have to fight them all?
And we run for an airlock and escape across the surface of the station.
That's why we plant stuff on the generator to give us a tactical advantage.
Because we can't just leave it here and let someone else deal with it, because they'll fix the turret positions.
Well, they know that the angle we came in at, they will alter the.
The position of the station.
Just
the
give
position
them
of the guns.
total angles, yeah.
Well, all they have to do is adjust the pitch of the station.
Which they didn't think about at the time.
Well, they copied nerdlingers, not security professionals. But the security mechs will have some amount of that small unit tactics built in.
We might not even be able to leave under fire using that corridor, because they could already be in, like,
No,
have it in place.
if we don't destroy the mechs or disable them, then we ain't leaving.
Without at least disabling the guns, but honestly, they're in the four corners. It seems easier just to fight the mechs, because you'll likely have to do 80% of that anyway.
Yeah.
Just don't fuck it up.
Right. It's really tough.
You don't understand what always happens when I need to do something I'm good at. And like, I've been rolling pretty well all night, and you know what that means is gonna happen for absolute sure. Pots and pans is coming.
Next week.
Right. So we've pretty much gone through most of the base, collecting up little things.
Planting atom discs.
So you want to know? Yeah, there's another. Z's got two S classes in each of its rooms. There's a combat one and the right hand one. And where else is there? Oh, what's that? I. Main engineering has a couple of S classes and a combat class. Main security has just one combat class. If you go into there, or try to go into there, I don't know if you're trying to go into that one actually.
We would try to go in again, collecting up data pads while not touching anything. Main security wouldn't be touching anything at all. Just look around, no data pad, leave.
Yeah, I was going to say the one when you go in there, the security mech will stop you, and then if you explain, he will just be like, "There are no data pads here. Move along."
Cool, done. And we'll leave. Obviously, trying to have a look to
Two
see.
combat ones in main power.
Main power is. Where's main power?
And I think that covers
Where's main power?
the big purple.
Oh, yep, generator.
Yeah.
That's 12.
Minus plus 4 that we took care of.
It's 16.
So they've made an extra one.
One of the ones you saw earlier would
Has
have moved into a position that he's
Possibly.
That's all that's happened there, I think.
So we have the combat models accounted for. If it comes to it, maybe we can seize the security room and slave the turrets to us, but the internal turrets might give us an advantage.
Right. So I've got a rough idea on where everyone is.
Oh boy. Are we all ready for this to go pear-shaped?
So,
Big guns out, big guns out.
before we go any further, obviously, we know that they'll activate, they'll try and stop us from going places, e.g. locking doors,
Well, here's another thing.
venting.
We've got to deal with the